Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Oxford 1969 and we are Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl? Yep.
Right. Okay. So if you have been following our series, right, you know that our series is actually based on this book, Who Moved My Cheese, right? So it's written by this so-called Dr.
Dr. Spencer Johnson.
yes, who is actually a best-selling author. So this Who Moved My Cheese is a very short story about four characters who live in the maze, right? So the four characters are two mice and two little humans. So they basically move around the maze and look for cheese. So in order for us to so-called for those that who have read this book, right, you'll know that there's many lessons that you can learn from this book. And for those audience who have not actually read this book, I mean, we have a short video whereby you can actually have a quick overview of what this book is about.
Yeah, before we go and talk about the video, all right, before we show you the video, maybe a lot of our friends out there, number one, please remember to like and share our video.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, and then how come Who Moved My Cheese become Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl? How come?
Because Chinese don't eat cheese.
Very
eat
funny.
rice.
Wow, steady tell joke. Okay. Actually, iron rice bowl is a very Singapore, a very local term that everybody likes to talk about. All right, because most of us say that, okay, I want to find my iron rice bowl. You know, something that I can live with it for
Eat
the
for a
rest
long
of
time,
my
yeah.
life forever. Right now. All right, and then when we read the book called Who Moved My Cheese, I think it is very appropriate for us to use iron rice bowl to replace my cheese. Like what Stanley says, Singaporeans, a lot of people don't like to eat cheese. So we use iron rice bowl. So what we are trying to do right now is to adapt our experience, local Singapore experience into this book, and then try to share with all our friends, all right, the lessons that we can learn out of this book. Correct enough.
Yeah.
So therefore, we have this new title called "Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl," and we are so happy. You know why? Because in fact, today this is our episode 5 already.
Yes.
How come episode 5? Huh?
This is our final episode.
No, because there are actually 5 lessons that we can learn from this book. All right, and then like what Stanley has said earlier, the author, Dr. Spencer
Spencer
Johnson,
Johnson,
all right, wrote this book back in the 1990s. All right, and until now, for more than 20 years, all right, this book has sold in excess of 20 million globally.
Yeah.
So it's a very successful book, and until right now, it's still a very good read. And especially during this period of pandemic COVID-19, we thought it is very essential and very suitable for us to adapt into our local context called Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl, right?
Yep.
And of course, yet the book is easy to read, all right? The words are very big. Some more got a bit of cartoon inside. But, all right, in order that that allow our viewers to quickly catch up and be in sync with what we will talk, because we are already chapter 5 already, we are already into the lesson 5. No time to talk about the first 4 lessons so quickly, so short. So we want you to watch this video that allows you to quickly understand what this book is all about. Okay, so meanwhile, let's take a look at the book. Okay,
Yep.
and take a look at the video.
Who Moved My Cheese is about dealing with change in your work and in your life. Cheese being a metaphor for what you want in life. Everyone has their own idea what cheese means to them, and we go after it because it makes us happy. The maze in the story represents where you look for your cheese, or happiness. Your cheese is always changing, and you should not get comfortable in relying on your cheese to always be how or where you left it. In doing so will help you deal with change and bring you greater success, no matter how you define success for yourself. The 4 characters in the story represent parts of us, and it's up to you to identify which parts you are now and which you would rather be from now on. There's 2 mice who don't overthink everything and just get on with life. Sniff constantly sniffs out the change and is ready for it. Scurry goes into action immediately without needing to know all the information. Then there's 2 little people, really smart people who've done well for themselves so far. Hem, he likes to stay in a safe, familiar territory, and Haw, who's slow to adapt to change but is open-minded. Sniff and Scurry go out and seek new cheese every day. Hem and Haw comfortably rely on their past knowledge and experience and assure themselves the cheese will be right where they left it. Hem and Haw even moved their house closer to their cheese and built a social life around it. They became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. Sniff and Scurry noticed the cheese was diminishing and that one day it wasn't there. But they were not surprised. They were prepared and knew what to do. The situation had changed, so they decided to change. They sniffed and scurried in search of new cheese. Hem and Haw had not been paying attention to the changes. They took it for granted and were unprepared. How could this have happened, they thought? Nobody warned them. They wanted to believe somebody moved their cheese and didn't want to believe that they had failed to notice it getting smaller and smaller every day. Hem's complicated brain and deep belief system demanded to know why this had been done to him. While Hem and Haw were busy worrying about what happened to them, Sniff and Scurry were already out finding new cheese in uncharted territory, and it didn't take long before they found new cheese and started enjoying life again. Hem and Haw remained bitter and angry about not having their old cheese, complaining how life was unfair to them. They got used to being comfortable and were now afraid to go find new cheese. They got stuck in a habit of doing the same things over and over again and wondering why things didn't get better. Eventually, Haw realized the cheese was never coming back and may have to face his fears and go find new cheese. He finally stopped blaming others and took responsibility for himself. After all, it is safer to search in the maze than remain in a cheeseless situation. As Haw enjoyed his newfound cheese, he reflected on past mistakes and realized nothing got better until he changed. He didn't like it at the time, but the change was a blessing in disguise. Hem was too stubborn, or proud, or just simply unwilling to change. Nobody knows what became of Hem. Move with the cheese.
Increase the engagement.
I hope you have enjoyed the video, right? Wasn't the story very interesting, right? About these 4 characters who are living in this maze, right? This is actually a very interesting story, whereby this maze represents a place whereby we actually seek for our cheese, which is something that we want in life. So to viewers out there, it could be your job, it could be your family, it could be your relationship, right? So I think this story it actually radiates to all groups of people, including the young, the old, regardless of your nationality and race, right? So if you have actually pay attention to the video, right, you'll realize that there are many lessons that we actually can draw for this book. And in our past episode, we have actually covered 4 lessons, right? So without further ado, right, we get the help of our friends who have actually joined us in our past episodes to run through what they actually have learned in the past about this book, right? So maybe let's welcome the first character, which is Hem, right? And he will briefly tell us about what he learns about the first key idea, which is your cheese or success in life may be paralyzing you, right?
Hello， 大家好，我是陈安哈。我是代表那个 Ham 的人物嘛，因为 Ham 是在这本书书嘛，就是一个人物，所以他的性格基本上就是他每一天他出门，他去找这个 cheese 吃的时候，对不对？他是觉得哇，外面是很美好的， 我每天找到一个那个仓库有那个很多 cheese， 我就在那边吃，我就吃，我也不要想太多。但是就是什么，反正我每天出门有的吃，我就安于现状，反正我就是很不错的，我也不要想太多，我也不要去烦恼太多，去做什么后备的东西，反正有的吃我就很尽情的去吃，出门有的吃，晚上回来出门的吃，安于现状，在那种生活的状况之下，所以那个就是没有他的性格就是在于保持在那种我自己过得不错，我不用想太多这就是Ham 代表的一个性格嘛。当然就是要讲到对，因为我们在前面讲的就是讲到 your achievement or success in life maybe paralyze you， 所以当这个情况之下，对不对？这个因为它短暂的成功可能会瘫痪到我们。对啊。对，所以这因为还是一样嘛，因为在现阶段它就代表的是他满意现状，他不需要去做很多的改变，但是他像最近有一个 COVID 来到的时候，他就会觉得我现在这样的情况之下，我可能要等到现在情况不好嘛，我要等到以后看1年2年。会不会回到以前我出门就是有很好的 cheese 可以吃啦，不用去扫更多的东西烦恼，这个是代表这个 Ham 的一个性格所以就是这样。
那 OK. Coming back, I think that is one of the characters, Ham, right? I think what he have shared is the first lesson or the first key idea that we have actually shared in the first episode. Right, now let's welcome our next character, which is Scary. Because Scary is also a very interesting character who is actually always like to spur into action. So I think what he's going to share with us will be the second key idea, which is good situation never lasts forever, and so be prepared. Let's welcome Scary.
Hello. 我最喜欢的角色就是那个老鼠，它叫做 Scary 叫什么？大声一点sorry 他的这个角色呢，我很喜欢，是因为他的动作，他的反应非常的快速就好像刚才有看到那个卡顿他们就经常讲说只要环境一有所改变。这只 Scary 呢，就马上做出相对的反应。我很喜欢是为什么呢？因为你能做出这么快的反应，代表说你随时随地都准备好要改变跟着时间或者状况或者当下的情况做出相应的那个改变，那个是我最喜欢的。那更尤其是刚才有说到嘛，那个 lesson 2就是说 good situation never lasts forever 这个也是我们老人家每次跟年轻人讲的，好景不常在，好花不常开，那怎么办呢？你就 so be prepared， 你就要随时随地做好准备。那这个 Scary 就是这样，他随时随地都做好准备。只要状况不合适，他马上做出反应这个就是我这本书给我最大的启发，还有这个老鼠它的个性给我最大的那个收获就分享到这边。
好，谢谢。Okay, thank you, Scary. I think good situation really never lasts forever. So I think next we want to welcome our next character, which is Sneef. So, now in a very, very far away place from us.
I managed to travel out.
Right? Okay, he will share with us the third key idea, which is visualizing your goals helps you push through the fear that keeps you from dealing with change. So I know that this Sneef, you are now undergoing some changes. So I hope that you are prepared and you know that how to overcome your fear right now.
Don't always go by mango.
Hello, everybody. This is Sneef, yeah, one of the little mice in the book that we have been talking about the whole evening. Okay, and again, if you guys have just joined in, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We are talking about who move our Iron's Rice Bowl. So, this character Sneef, as per the name, is always sniffing out changes and opportunities. Because as the book has been shared with us, cheese can be anything. It can be our career, it can be our life, it can be our opportunity, etc., etc. So this particular mice called Sniff understand that the cheese is always changing. You know, different time of your career, different time of your life, different situation. So as per his name, he's always sniffing out for the cheese in the maze because, like the book say, our life is like a maze. We are always looking for opportunity, you know, or rather, there are always opportunity. There are always changes. But Sniff really understand that the cheese is always changing, and because the cheese is always changing, he's always looking for opportunity and be prepared for the change. Therefore, in this particular idea, one of the idea in the book, like our MC has shared, visualizing your goals help you pass through the fear that keeps you from dealing with change. Really, really fits into Steve because that is his character. He is always like in a Singapore context, very kanjiong, you know, always wondering what will happen next, and then is there another cheese out there that he can search for so that he can continue to move on and you know, not be caught by surprise, or in the American term called blindsided. So if there is one wisdom that I can share that probably fit with this character Sniff, is that, you know, this sniffing out of opportunity is just like he has the idea that no one plan to fail, only fail to plan. So for Sniff, he's always planning to look for new cheese. Yeah, and that is the reason why this Sniff is a very interesting character. He's always on the lookout and he's always visualizing the goals, which is the cheese, and then pass through it without fear because he understands that cheese is always changing. Yeah, so that is Sniff and his character, and the lesson that I like to share with everybody out there. Pass you back, MC.
Okay, right. So after visualizing your goals, right, and then you overcome your fears, and then uh, that keep you from dealing with the changes, right? So I
Yeah.
think what will be the next logical move will be make a daring move in a good direction, so that things will get better. So let's welcome our last guest, which is our Paul. He will share his lesson, the lesson that he learned from this book.
Hello, everybody. Hello, I'm Hall. All right. Okay. I am the other human character in the book, Who Moved My Cheese. So you hear from Scutley, the mouse. You hear from Sneef, the mouse, and you also hear from my comrade Ham. Okay, who is also the other human character in this book. I am the other human character. You know, when I read the book, I realize that human being human, all right, we are just not like the mouse. The mouse are always have a very strong of sense of crisis. Whether even when they have the cheese always readily available to them, all right, in the maze, they already have this mentality that one day the cheese will be gone. Whereas for me, how the human being and my friend Ham, the human being, we have the cheese, and then we are so caught up with the cheese because we thought that wow, the cheese so tasty, so abundant, so much, wow, can eat forever, just like iron rice bowl, correct now? Yeah, so this is the human nature, and then it sends such a strong message to me when I read the book. It said, wow, human being human, how come whether even Dr. Spencer Johnson, he's a Cao Mo, he also know that the Chinese also think like that. And then it resonates so much. Okay, so really, I think that is the one of the key message I learned, being that how is it that we are lacking in the sense of crisis, and then we always think that we always think that and wish that our comfort zone can be there forever, and not realizing that the comfort zone is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So the idea of the key idea of number four idea, right, which is Dr. Dr. Spencer Johnson said, all right, is the daring to move in the new directions and things will get better. And also in the book, I am How, all right. How is a little bit different from Ham. Ham is die don't change one. Die don't change one. All right. So even until the power of cheese that he had finished, no more already. He still don't move. Don't move means don't move. Right? Die don't move means don't move. Okay. So I don't know. I'm not scolding people out there. Maybe you feel that I'm scolding you. I'm not saying like that. If the book say one, no, I say one. But you see, this is a human nature of things. But even for How, like me, I'm the character in the book, right? All right. Initially, he also in denial. He said, "Wow, how come like that? How come like that? And then how come the cheese disappeared? I thought you'll be here forever." And then always in shock, and then still don't want to accept the reality of things, right? But the only difference between How and Ham is that eventually when How realized that, alamak, no choice already. Okay, the cheese is not going to come back. All right, the iron rice bowl is gone. Gone means gone. Ilang means ilang. No more means no more. All right. Therefore, he has to move. All right, he has to move. He has to move out of the comfort zone and go into the new area of the maze to explore, to venture, and look for new source of cheese. And eventually, as what the book wrote, it says that How managed to find a new pile of cheese. And then what is so exciting about this new pile of cheese is that the new pile of cheese is not only more in terms of quantity, lagi more, a lot more than the old pile. There are a lot new variety of cheese that was previously not available to him. Previously he only eat cheddar cheese. Now he has blue cheese, white cheese, black cheese, whatever cheese also have. Just like durian now very popular, right? All kind of variety, and then it tastes so different and much more delicious than before. And a lot of these varieties are choices that he never had in his life before. So, which is lesson number 4, which is all right, daring to move in the new direction, and things will get better. So, yeah, okay, I think it's a very good lesson, and then sharing this with you, and we hope that you can also be like Sniffy, you can also be like Scully, you also can be like How. Thank you.
All right, thank you, for the sharing by How. I think many of you out there probably have heard that there's a saying out there where like life is like riding a bicycle, right? The only way for you to actually keep your balance is to keep moving, right? So I think that's what basically the essence of what Paul has been sharing. So in order for you to continue to make things better, you need to move, right? So I think after talking about all these lessons,
Yep.
I think the main thing that we want to talk about today is what has moved your cheese, right? Right.
No, I thought we were talking about lesson number 5.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, correct. Lesson number 5 is basically the lessons that you need to learn from this book.
Yep.
To in order to overcome changes and so that you can actually achieve your goals.
Yes.
Right? So I think now what is happening, right?
COVID is happening.
Planet is that something very huge happened, right? Which is COVID-19.
Yes.
He actually moved a lot of people's cheese and a lot of people's iron rice bowl.
So the word is not who moved my iron rice bowl, it's bloody COVID moved my iron
What
rice bowl.
moved your
Right?
iron rice bowl?
It's COVID moved my iron rice bowl. Right? It's not the who, right?
Yes.
It's not the
It could
say,
be a
right?
what.
It's, it is It means bloody COVID moved my IRIS go. Yep.
Yeah, so I think you have read a lot of stories on newspaper, seen a lot of newspaper, this news program, even documentaries about how COVID actually affected a lot of people's life.
Yeah.
Right. Whether you are young or you're old, whether you're working or you're in Singapore or whether you're in USA, even people who is living in Tibet, they are being affected, right?
Really?
Because no one is traveling.
Yeah.
Nobody is going there, so their source of income through tourism is probably gone.
Yep.
Literally becomes zero,
Yep.
right? So I
Singapore
think,
also affected by
Yeah.
Singapore's tourism also affected by COVID. Right?
Yeah.
Our Changi Airport capacity compared to last year, compared to the peak, is down to only 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
对对，
从100% 掉到只剩下10% 呢。
Yeah.
哇！Last time go airport it's very exciting. Now go airport, better don't go. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted
no,
you.
it's
Yes.
okay. I think you can actually, any one of you can actually contribute on what into the conversation, because like another thing which I realized that the airport is that last time before COVID, you don't feel that the airport is huge. Now you go to the airport, you feel that it's very huge. Very empty.
Yeah, so empty, so big but bolang. Yeah, okay. Like ghost town like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I think every airport is the same. Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the COVID really hit us a lot. I mean, the 5 handsome men here all also kind of affected one. One way or another. For example, for the last 1 year, I haven't got a chance to wear my suit anymore. No chance to wear jacket, no chance to wear tie, no chance.
Yeah,
Every day
no
at home.
chance to use our passport.
If nothing to do, you wear tie and suit at home and walk around. Right or not? Yeah, so it also affected us in one way or another. But like what Stanley said earlier, all right, this COVID very interesting. All right, it affected the whole world. It affected every country. It affected everybody. It doesn't matter whether you are male or whether you are female. It doesn't matter whether you are young. It doesn't matter whether you are old, because everybody is affected. In fact, I've said this before. What I said this before. This COVID is so what I call that? So significant. How significant? And it's significant because no one has in our generation has encountered this before.
Yeah.
Your grandparents never encountered before. Your parents never encountered before, right? Your teachers never encountered before. Your bosses never encountered before. Even our political leaders also never encountered before. So that's why there was a period in the beginning when the COVID hit us, right? Everybody was scrambling to find how to contain and control this pandemic. And really, I want to also share this with everyone, is that really there's no one to teach us. We have to, figure out how to handle and manage the situation and learn as fast as we can and to mitigate the situation along the way.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Totally
So actually right now what we want to talk about, how the first 4 lessons that we shared just now, right? Actually can be used to help us to mitigate and manage the crisis for ourselves, right? In this pandemic, right now. Yeah. So
Yes.
actually, like what we said just now, all right, a lot of people are affected, not only in Singapore, right? Now, a lot of people always think that
All over the world.
only we are affected. No lah, whole world is affected, right? So
Yes,
I'm going
yes,
to take the opportunity right now to show everybody a video, all right, which is actually produced by our
CNN.
local media company called Channel News Asia. All right, and then it depicts how COVID affected 3 individuals across the region. All right, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so let me share the video. Was it not showing? Maybe can I start all again? Yep. Wow.
41 million.
Yeah, millions of people, right? 好多人，百万，超过。
I'm Daryl. I'm 28 years old this year, and I'm from Singapore.
This is Alba, 26 years old from Hong Kong.
My name is Air. I'm 41 from Bangkok.
Life before COVID was happy and without worry. I was a flight attendant and traveling around the world.
I was in the event industry, and I was doing pretty well. And me and my wife bought a condo and a car.
I built a successful career in business development, organizing events.
I lost my job during circuit breaker.
All of a sudden, I became jobless.
My boss called me one day and I was terminated.
From being a cabin crew, I'm now going into a taxi business that I have no clue about.
唔係舊職係廖職咯，唔該。
I'm working 2 jobs, 18 hours a day, 7
18
days a
hours a
week,
day.
just to support my family.
I'm about to do something I've never done before, become an entrepreneur. เพื่อนๆรู้แล้วว่าแอร์ทำน้ำพริกคุณย่า เย้
I feel hopeless. I don't know where to go and I don't know about my final destination.
我都係要尊重你自己嘅意願。
I think this is the toughest time of my life.
Whoa, yay! That's the first part of our video to introduce the 3 characters that the production has copied. How y'all think? What y'all think? How is it applying the lessons of the 5 or the 4 lessons into this situation? You know, especially I hear, you know, they say that before the COVID, everything was fine, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And then you can see that the Daryl is 28 years old, Alba is 26 years old, and then Air from Bangkok is actually 41 years old. So it really affects everybody, and then it doesn't matter what kind of industry, where you are located, yeah, it affects everybody. And of course, like what they say just now, right? Before COVID came, everything is perfect. And then what happened? Who moved their cheese? Or rather, what moved their cheese, right? Yeah.
Yeah, basically because I think everybody, you know, share the same character as not How, who is the other guy?
Well, how?
Ham.
lah.
I think 80% of the population are like Ham, you know.
Yeah.
They do not realize, they just feel comfortable and they say, oh, I have this, I have that, and then they have this big dream about their current job or current whatever they are doing that can lead them to even better situation. So that's why this book really is telling us that many of us are like Ham, and we should not be Ham, I guess, and should be more like Sniff and How and even Scary. Always be ready for changes lah, because change is constant ma. We always hear this also ma. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all know that change is constant, correct now? You see, but you know, based on key ideas, number 1, your cheese or your success in life may be paralyzing you. 你的乳酪或者是你生命中的成功呢，或许在让你停滞不前。You know, actually, you know, at 26 years old, at 28 years old, you know, being air stewardess, you know, a lot of people will say that, wow, air stewardess, dream job. Yes. All right, and then at 28 years old, Daryl from Singapore already has a car, already has a condo. Wow. Yeah, and then even for Air from Bangkok, you know, at 41 years old, if you say that she's a business development director with a local event company, wow, that's very glamorous title, isn't it? Yeah, so you know, they're all so happy and enjoying themselves in their success at that point of view, at that point of time. And then, when COVID came, suddenly all disappeared, you know, and then that really goes with lesson number 2. Hey, lesson number 2.
Situation never lasts forever. So be prepared.
Yeah, you know, I don't ask him to talk, he fall asleep, no. Yeah, so key lesson number 2 is good situation never lasts, therefore must be prepared, right? So I think really the book is this Who Moved My Cheese, as in our case, Who Moved My Unrest book, really is a very, very powerful reminder for all of us. We really encourage all our friends out there to go and grab the book and read about it. But you know, based on what we just saw at the video, right? Yeah, nobody expected COVID to come, but when it comes, hey, how come 没有人做好准备嘞 right? Yeah. How about our Scarly? What do you think, Scarly?
其实我觉得这个 COVID 真的来得太快
，Yeah，
快到真的你想不到的，它太快了，它比海啸还快快到你完全没有办法招架，就好像那个28岁的年轻人为什么会去买 condo？他当然是觉得说他的工作会越来越好，他的收入会越来越高。怎么可能会有 COVID 的出现？
等一下你会注意看哦，他还是叫 Volkswagen 的，而且名牌车哦，
而且这个 COVID 很多时候啦，我啦这种老人家都以为他会好像 SARS 这样来一下子就走了嘞，哪里知道？这时候就要
赶都赶不走啊！
哪里在这边这么久嘞？1年多嘞！
没有，他讲说那天嘛，还没有走。
这个影响太大了。第一是他来得太快，第二就是他来得太久了，
赶不走
赶都赶不走。
对，
这个是我怎么样都想不到的这个。
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, like what we say just now, right? Nobody knows how to handle the situation. Nobody in the world knows. Even our top political leader also lost, also pengsan, also blur, also sotong, don't know what to do. Every scrambling for ideas. That's why drag until now still haven't finished. So honestly, I mean, in my opinion, all right, we have to really be like Scarly and like Sniff. Right now, I mean, we have to quickly realize that our situation is no longer the same as before. All right, you also cannot just rely on the government or rely on anything else. In fact, a lot of people say that, wait lah, see how maybe the situation will be better. Yeah, wait. 18 months already, still wait. Wow, tan kuku already. This one is really tan kuku. Okay, still tan. Yeah, so really, I think we have to move on, no? So I'm going to show you the video again. Continue from there, and then we see what kind of changes these three individuals are making in order to cope with the situation. Maybe it'll give you some inspiration as well, right? So let's continue with the video. Wow. So this is a Singapore one. Now the story about Daryl. Wow. Singapore employment. Really, this SARS, no, this is worse than SARS. This is worse than the Lehman Brothers.
I'd like to speak to a finance manager. So just a check, will you be keen for me to actually contact with a finance share about it? What our company do is actually we generate credit reports for company to do their credit assessment as well as
So I'm actually selling credit reports to companies. Credit reports are used by companies to do a background search on another company before they even do a business with a company. In general, it's not easy, even though we have the sales experience, right? But the product knowledge is very important because without the product knowledge, you are unable to actually go out and then have a confidence to actually sell to your customer.
Hey, hi, good morning. This is Daryl from Thailand Graduate. I think one of your colleagues actually transferred the call to you.
So you can see now maybe they are doing the same job as before.
A bit stressful, I would say. Every month,
last time when the economy is good, everybody more open to a lot of services. But now when the COVID come, right, every business, every company is affected. So everybody try to cut costs. Everybody say, I don't need. So maybe in the past you make 5 calls, you get 4 orders. Now maybe you have to make 20 calls, you still don't get 1 order. Because everybody is trying not to spend as much money as before. So therefore making your job very difficult. You can see the uncertainty in his eyes, right?
Yeah. Knowing that a lot of people out there is going through the same thing as me. Some of them are even jobless.
Okay, now we go see the stories behind Alba from Hong Kong. You know, if a lot of people have following the news, right? Last year, 2 years ago, 2019, right? Hong Kong went through a very, very rough patch even before COVID hit. So times has been very bad in Hong Kong for a while, even before COVID. And then when COVID came, it just got even worse.
Yeah.
And last month, a lot of Hong Kong people actually leave
I've been
Hong Kong
working
for
with
UK.
Cathay Dragon since 2017.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cathay Dragon
The
is
last
actually a
deadline
Hong Kong
for them
regional
to leave
airline and
Hong
a
Kong to go to
subsidiary
UK
under
as a
the
new
Cathay
citizen.
Pacific Group.
Yeah.
After the protests in Hong Kong in 2019, the greatest event that is disrupting the whole aviation industry would definitely be the COVID-19 pandemic. As our incomes are based on the flight allowances that we gain from flying hours,
This is very true, even
our
for my
earnings
friends who are
dropped a lot.
pilots from our most established local airline.
I received an
It's the
email
same,
from the
during
company.
the heydays when they are flying very frequently, their salary
Dear
can be a lot because it really
we
depends
regret
on
to
their
inform you
flying
that your
hours.
employment with
The
Hong Kong
moment
Dragon
all the
Airlines
planes
Limited
are grounded,
will cease
okay,
on
and then
21st
parked
of
on the
October
airport and not
2020.
moving, right, suddenly all their income is gone. Zero income.
係突然間一夜之間一間公司又倒閉，然後你同同事講拜拜嘅機會都冇啊！
你同你啲同事講拜拜嘅機會都冇咯。
Yeah，真係慘。
I'm sure a lot of people out there also experience the same
哇！我冇諗過原來可以咁快
feeling,
咁樣
right?
睇到個 engine 喎。
When your company asks you to go, right, at this juncture is even worse. During this COVID is even worse. You only get a
Nick is one of
SMS
the most
from your
iconic
boss saying,
aircraft
"Sayonara, see you next life."
And
You don't have to
this
come
is
anymore.
also an icon for my flight
May not
attendant
be from
life
your boss,
because
maybe just
every
from
day when we
HR.
go
Yeah,
to
maybe your
work,
boss also
we
get the
will
same
face
SMS.
that aircraft at the entrance. So it reminds me of the days
有啊，
of
全部
the
寫在
joy
裡面
when
啊。
I was still a flight attendant. 我諗冇人會諗過2020年，冇一個神算係算到2020年會有新冠肺炎嘅爆發咯。而呢個肺炎係仲勁過沙士咯。
應該咁講，
冇黃大仙啊！
有邊個估到自己喺一間大公司度做？
No, exactly. This is what they say is correct. No, who would have thought even a very big mega company
迫於
would
無
go
奈㗎
under
即係
because
香港
of
生，
COVID?
你喺香
Because in
港
US, right, you
生活
heard that
係辛
even
苦。
Hertz has gone bankrupt.
所以
Gap has gone bankrupt.
而家
So many
就
mega
因
companies
為
has
揾
gone
工，
bankrupt.
其實揾到
Who
好
would have
灰
thought
啦。
that COVID would make all these major companies,
即係可能
mega
變咗
companies,
有
big
啲工，
names
但
just go
係
under?
邊緣又
You know,
冇回
like
音，
what
我
the
飛咗
girls
4
say
年
in the movie,
然後啲
in
人
the
係會
video.
呃你嗰4年好
Not
似
even the best
100%
fortune teller would
係
have
啊。
predicted the
Yeah.
arrival of COVID-19. What an irony. No, we can laugh about it, but
วั
that's
นนี้เรียนเป็น
reality,
ไง
right?
บ้างคะ
สนุกดีค่ะ แล้วก็
So
เอา
this
งี้
is
เดี๋ยวเริ่ม
the part
ตอนก่อน
about
จะกลับบ้านเราไปที่สวน
air
สาธาร
from
ณะตรง
Bangkok.
ใกล้ๆที่หนูเรียนรำก่อนดีไหม
เอาค่ะ
เอ๊ะ
โอเค
The little girl is not her daughter. The little girl is actually her niece. So you see from here, Thailand also very badly affected because Thailand is a very
I
is a
am
country
the
that depends a
director
lot
of
on
business
tourism.
development for an event
And now that when
organizer.
all the borders
This
across all the
COVID-19
countries are closed, nobody can go
impacts
anywhere.
my business
Anybody want to
because
go
my
Thailand now?
clients from
You
abroad,
cannot go.
they are not
Not say you want
allowed
to go
to
now, right?
fly out from their countries
You want to go, they
and
also don't
fly
accept
in
you.
to
Yeah.
Thailand.
Maybe can go
So she's the oldest among the three.
Yeah, 41 years old.
In late November, my employer informed me that the company have to letting me go and company is closing down because we don't have any clients.
You have any clients?
Yeah, it's true.
Event zero.
Event 就没有了吗？
Yeah.
对。
No
I
seminar.
was so worried that I was
No
gonna
mice.
lose my house if I didn't pay the bill and monthly that I
So this is
support
exactly
my
the
family.
predicament that a lot of
How
people are
and
facing. You know,
where could I
when
get
you
the money
forever
from?
your life you rely on only one single source of
ตอน
income,
นี้ก็
and then that source of income is taken away from you. Suddenly you realize that you cannot
บ้าน
survive.
ก็ต้องประหยัด
And this is on the individual level. But even for a lot of people, even for a lot of companies, why the companies collapse? Because their source of income is gone. Why the source of income is gone? Because no sales, no
ก็ทำใจ
customer.
แล้วอ๋อ
And then there was
มัน
no
ไม่
source of
แย่ตลอด
income,
ไป
and then you still have to pay so much bills. Either they retrench the
My niece
people
her
or
school is
eventually
not
they
far
just
from
close
my
shop.
house, so
Yeah, the
my
rental will
brother
kill her
mostly drop her with me.
because she's always with me like weekly, so I'm sure that she could notice why the situation is changed, why we go out less.
This is Bangkok.
นี่นะครับพอดีมีก้นน้ำปลาหวานอยู่นะครับก็ใส่
I also have some friends who were laid off because of the COVID-19, starting to sell their foods from their own kitchen, homemade. So it's quite inspiring for me to think of what if I have to sell something, then what should it be? I think probably my favorite chili paste is my grandmom's recipe.
Okay. All right, let's come back. Okay, so welcome back. We are Upspear 1969, and thank you for tuning with us over our Who Moved My Iron Rice Bowl. Okay, so far we have talked about the lessons that we have learned from the book, and then the 4 lessons. I mean, yes, rewind and go back and watch from beginning. But if not, you can go down the comment and watch out all the chapters of live streaming that we have done in the past few weeks. And then, but we have been covering from just now about the last 40 minutes about how the COVID has hit us, and then how everybody are not prepared, and then why are we still stuck in our good situation, our comfort zones. And then watching the video right now, you'll see that the COVID did not just affect Singaporeans; it affect all people around the world. And then the 3 individuals in the documentary that we just showed you, all right, are Darren, Alba, and Air. They are from Singapore, Hong Kong, and Bangkok. All right, and then they are all the same people that are affected. I mean, we are also affected. I'm sure a lot of my friends are affected as well. But as you can see, they are faced with no choice, and then they are likely going to have to move, just like what Scutley and Sniff have done. Quickly move from the original cheese to the new cheese, or even like what Howe has done. All right, accept the reality of things, knowing that the good times will never come back. You have to move on. So actually, you can in the later video you'll see that they start to venture into a lot of things that they never even expected. They will do to begin with. At least before 2019, they never thought that they will end up doing this kind of job that they have to do. You know what I mean? So maybe before we go to the video, we can hear some opinion from our gentleman here. What do you think?
I feel very sad after watching the video.
Also sad. Hey, is your girlfriend?
No. Actually, I was thinking of if my job is affected, what will I do?
Yeah. So what will you do? What will you do?
Seriously, don't know.
No, I think everybody will always be in will be in denial first one. Always, you find it very difficult to accept to start with one, because most people, when they kena this kind of thing, right, the first question they will say is, why me? Why not my friend? My friend always ilang one. My friend always eat snake one. Why me? Especially in this COVID situation, right? This is like a big tsunami. It affects everybody. 90% will be affected. Very difficult. Not say just you, it's everybody. So there's no reason why you should be in denial. You should just open up and say, hey, hello, everybody kena one, not just you. All right. In fact, I think the key point now is who adjust faster than other people, you will be survive better. 赞成的话，轮到你讲。
我对那个 Bangkok 的那个因为他本来到40多岁的时候，对不对？他都有一定身高高职嘛，收入也一定不错嘛。
对。
但是在这个年龄的成人，一定有一些负担啊，比如他有家庭或者是一些汽车或者是孩子或者东西，对不对？但是在这个年纪遇到这样的时候，我觉得该赞成的原因说，如果不改变的话，他的这些开销收费要去哪里找？
对。
所以我觉得如果换成我们现在处在这样现状，你要做什么？所以刚才讲那个改变，我是觉得很赞成，因为你不改变的话，你连1分收入都没有。是你不能，所以这个就是老师讲的就是那个改变一块的话，谁改变那一块谁就能生存下来。这是我赞成的原因，就是这样。
Okay. So yeah, I think this is we just trying to share our experience, share our feeling about this. Maybe we can quickly go into the next video showing what did the Singapore Daryl do, and then what did the ABBA in Hong Kong do, and then what did the Air in Bangkok do. Because in the video you will see that they will have to venture into new areas which they never thought they have to do before. And this is in line with what we're trying to share with all of you here about the book, the key lesson number 4. Hey, key lesson number 4, read.
Right.
I scared you fall asleep, man.
Dare to move in a new direction and things will get better.
Yeah, dare to move in the new direction and things will get better. Actually, before we go to the video, quickly, the courage to move in the new direction is very important. Because if you don't move, you die. You watch a lot of movie, those earthquake movie, all those natural disaster movie. They always ask, run. Don't run, die, right? So dare to move, the courage to move in a new direction is very, very important in the survivor. All right. And then in the book, the Dr. Spencer says that dare to move in the new direction and things will get better. The question is, will things get better? Man! That's the question. A lot of times, even if you move in a new direction, things may not move things may not get better immediately. And that's where a lot of setbacks will come in, a lot of challenges come in, but then where do we go from here? Okay, let's go talk about the video, okay? And then remember, all right, they are doing things that they never thought they want to do ever in their life.
cabbage。有我吃很多菜对吗？
我没有吃菜了，把你们可以吃啊。
对呀，Lucky I buy half 哎。
是零点我一万啊。
I'm always have like groups gathering. Thinking like why not host a gathering with colleagues to get the relationship close.
So this is not cooking. This is a gathering with the friends.
All while they have been helping me.
A group gathering. I don't know where it is but how come they never wear masks?
5 people. Yeah, so
5 people. Oh, 5 people. Yeah, 5 people gathering.
And then COVID, then I couldn't like carry on with my event job, so I have no choice. And came across opportunity on DMB.
How long do you all take to find a job after the events?
3 months.
I took like the whole year to find a job.
Oh, she took 1 year, So pretty still take 1 year.
She was in the event industry, same as I. So I think she also went through a hard time finding a job. She told me I think she took 1 year to find a job. Yeah, before she actually joined the company.
This is exactly what I said. Even you dare to move in a new direction, things will not get better immediately. You have to persevere.
To find something else. So our industry actually a lot of people are jobless because we're all along in events, right? So we don't know how to go to another sector. Like you ask me to go to IT, I don't know how. And the pay cut is really a lot.
Yeah, almost like close to 30-40%. In fact, I got a 50% pay cut.
But lucky they're young, right? Pay cut 50%, they're still below 30 years old.
Yeah.
But if you buy a condo and a car, it's different.
Exactly. I think they are young but reckless most of the time. I think Singaporean, most of them do not have the financial management mentality.
I'm a full-time food deliverer after I lost my job as a flight attendant. 救命！濕晒，張凳濕晒，全身都濕晒。哇！唔該6314啊。When I started, I was able to earn about $150 per hour, which is actually above the average hourly salary in Hong Kong.
But can you imagine
right now, the income were fluctuating,
and
I could not control it.
In the past, everybody said that air stewardess.
因為咁我諗可能得4單咋。
And then now she has to, it's really like every dollar she makes is based on laborers' work, very menial and very hard work. And she's just a 26 years old young pretty girl.
報復性咁樣出去食嘢，哎呀，36億全。我架車啊，濕晒啦！
So cute,
She's lucky that the bike is still there.
哇！我今日唔夠
蚊，我要做6單先吸話到喎。
Wow, you see?
我今日做得2單
One traffic summon, one traffic offset, a whole day of work is gone.
Yeah.
No, when I look at this part of the video, the feeling that got over me is that, wow, like I said, you want to work towards a new direction, but things will not get immediately better. And then, there are so many challenges.
我冇錢啊！
Wow, and then it will be, so trying and so difficult for you. Okay, we will see this last part about
คือวันนี้เป็นวันแรกที่เริ่มต้นทำอะไร
She's trying to be her own boss now, so she has this special recipe from her grandmother of this chili paste. So she's trying to make it on her own and then want to sell online. And then, this is how she go about it. The interesting thing is that after working for so many years, she also don't know how to be her own boss. Right now, she's meeting her friend to do all the logo and do all the packaging design. And it's not easy to begin with. Of course, nothing is easy.
แฮงไปพักหนึ่งเหมือนกันเหมือนแบบอาทิตย์2 อาทิตย์แรกคือแบบว่าทำไงดีว่าก็เลยนึกถึงแม่คุณก็คือย่าเป็นแม่คุณของใช่เลยคิดว่าทำน้ำพริกขายดีกว่าพี่ก็ไปแบบคุยกับเพื่อนที่มันเช่าบูธว่างั้นเราไปเอาน้ำพริกไปตั้งด้วยอย่างเงี้ยแต่ว่าก็อยากมีแบบโลโก้มีอะไรนิดนึงสติ๊กเกอร์ไม่ได้ขายไม่ได้ออกแบบได้ใช่ค่ะคืออยากได้รอยยิ้มอมยิ้มแบบนี้ลักษณะผมแบบนี้แล้วก็ใส่เสื้อคอกระเช้านี่ถ่ายมาเมื่อไหร่โอ้ตั้งแต่พี่เรียนมหาลัยอะที่เมื่อก่อนบ้านเราตรงนี้เป็นแบบต้นกล้วยแล้วมะม่วงคิดถึงนะคุณเนาะคิดไว้ว่างบประมาณ 10,000 บาทนะคะรวมทั้งค่าแพ็คเกจจิ้งค่าออกแบบค่าพิมพ์ซึ่งค่าออกแบบเราก็ถึงจะเป็นญาติเราก็ต้องให้ค่าขนมน้องนี่นะคะแล้วก็ค่าเช่าพื้นที่ด้วยค่ะในช่วงเวลานี้เป็นเงินที่ค่อนข้างเยอะนะคะ
You see, even you say at the moment, 10,000 baht, which is about $300, is a lot of money to him because he has no income. Okay, this is the last part, which is about Ava from Hong Kong. All right, how she's handling herself being a food delivery. So she said just now earlier that she can do 6 deals a day and then 1 traffic fine. All her income is gone. And then at the same time, weather will affect. I mean, whether got rain or whether got sun will affect her business. To me, it's very unbelievable. You know why? Because in the past, in the primitive era, right, fishermen, rely on weather to make a living. I don't understand why in the 21st century, such a young girl, 26 years old, still have to depend on weather to make a living. I just don't understand, right?
睇下你願唔願意用生命去賺錢咯。
用生命啊！
係啊，3杯珍珠奶茶放咗喺台嗰度。
We seem to be progressing. A lot of people are saying that we want to have a better life, we want to be making more money, we want to be able to make more money the easier way. But eventually when the COVID came, right, everything is wiped out, and then everybody is like going back 20 years in your life, and then you have to rely on all this laborers' work, and then depending on the weather to decide how much you make per day. Now, so she's going to talk about how she had an accident. It's true, these are dangerous work because every day you're on the road, and you're always rushing. All right, and then the moment you are when you are tired, you lost concentration, and then things happen. Shit happens.
今日咁樣啦，都係陰住天落雨啦。一向右傾側嘅時候咧，就反咗啦，就個人飛咗去左邊啦，然後架車又去咗右邊啦。咁嗰陣時個心態咧係覺得自己好似就快死咁樣。我唔敢話俾屋企人知啦，係直到後來佢哋喺停車場見到我架車花晒，佢哋就估我發生過意外。
Okay, thank you so much about the video. We can't keep showing the video. You know, later people think that we are very lazy. How come we do a live streaming, nothing to see, only watch video, right? All right. Anyway, I like the video so far because, like I said, these individuals are trying their very best to move in a new direction. At least they have the courage to move in the right direction. At least they already moved beyond the stage of denial and then recognizing that their cheese is not coming back. Their cheese is not coming back, so they have to move. Right, so they move in a new direction, and then that's a very commendable courage. All right, everybody must get out of that denial stage and really move to the new direction. And like what the book say, the daringness to want to move in the new direction is very important. And all right, things will get better. The only question is, of course, things will not get better immediately, correct now?
Yes.
Yeah, which is what you see in the video. All right, they face so much challenges, they have so much problem, they are venturing to things that they are don't know one, they are not sure one, they are not familiar one, new frontiers for them. So it's not easy. So I'm going to share with you the third key ideas that Dr. Spencer talked about. Okay, we'll ask Uncle Scutley to talk about idea number 3.
Visualizing your goals.
Yep.
Help you push through the fear.
Yes, great. Now, visualizing your goals will help you push through the fear and to make sure that you continue progress. Of course, I think this is a very difficult times for everybody. But no matter how tough your situation is, you must always remember what's the purpose, what are you aiming to go, why are you doing what you are doing right now, and keeping that goal in mind will at least allows you to be constantly motivated to do, because every day is a tough. I mean, you can watch the video on your own, all right, because this is actually part 1 of the 3 parts of the documentary. You'll see that like what Daryl said, suddenly he has to work 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day. It's tough. It's tough. 18 hours a day. All right, and then one evening of Grab food delivery, right? He can cycle 100 kilometers. It's tough work. All right. Okay, so at least we are happy to share with you these ideas that we learned from Who Moved My Cheese, and we are happy to present this content to you in terms of our Who Moved My Rice Bowl. Okay, any last words, gentlemen?
No, my last one. Yeah, because you see, when we saw the video, I mean, we felt. Hello. Can I say
hello,
something?
hello. Yeah, here. No, we are not trying to censor you. We love you. We are never censoring you. Yeah.
No, because you see, when we watch the video, I guess anybody who watched the video feel that these 3 young generation right now is suffering so hard, and then suddenly they lost their dream and everything. And we recognize that it's hard, right? Because when she was sending deliveries, and then I got a ticket, and then she said, "Oh, I have no more money," and because you got to do more. But imagine if they are having it hard, then what about those in the 30s, in the 40s, and the 50s? People in our generation, it will be even harder because there is a lot more commitment, right? And then
at least you are saying that they are still young. Don't complain so much. Except yeah. No, we recognize it's tough for them, but at least they still have energy, right?
True. That's why they have the energy to do it, But those in the middle age level and up, I think, really.
Imagine
they just don't talk about it, but it's even more jialat.
Look at the camera, don't look at me. No, I think what Stanley just said is that imagine I'm 52 years old, I have to do Grab food right now. I go Peng San. How to ride 100 kilometers in one night?
They may not even accept you to begin with.
Oh, is it? Okay, I try tomorrow. I let you know. I don't know. But really, we really want to, we are not here to make fun of people. Really, we feel very deeply for
agree.
Because of this COVID. Because we are in this COVID as well. Not that we are out of this COVID, okay? But I think it's important right now that we can all come together and support each other and to talk about, how we can all get out of this situation better and how to mitigate all the crises. I think that is very important. We surely hope that, sooner or later, of course sooner lah, okay, the COVID can be over, and then we can at least, be more settled and be able to get on with our lives in a more secure manner. All right, and then really thank you for your time for watching us. And okay, yes, before we go, okay, oh sorry, so sorry, I blocked your face totally, right? Okay, I'm so sorry to like that, but really, okay, let me see how to get rid of this. You see this, what I call it, this QR code, okay? If you like our program, all right, you like what we have been sharing with you, please scan this QR code and you'll be diverted into this Telegram chat where we have this Arcsphere 1969 bulletin chat, and then we love to interact with you. We love to have you join our community so that we can continue to talk to each other. If not, just remember we have also posted our Facebook page, the address, website URL into our comments, and then please go and like and follow our Facebook page. Okay, my name is Ho Chong, and I'm playing How today, and we have all our friends doing the show for you today. And yes, all right, so that's it, right? Anything else that we have to talk about? Oh, so if not, remember to like and share our video. Right. Okay, thank you. We'll be back soon. We'll be back soon. Yeah. You can't get rid of us. We'll be around. Okay, we'll be hanging around.